Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Action Jackson, man. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys beating the New York Jets 37-22 in a game in which that the defense played lights out. Where was this defense last week? Because if we have that defense that we had today, last week, we're 3-2. Philadelphia, that's why I'm a little bit late. I just watched Philadelphia just lose to the Denver Broncos. So we're talking about the NFC East. We're going to talk about this game and more. So that's about it. So before we hop into the video, I would appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment, and share my video with anyone who you think will enjoy my content. So hopping straight into it, man, we're going to talk about this defense. And again, if you guys look at my ways in which the Dallas Cowboys could win, my number one thing was I need the Dallas Cowboys defensively. I need everyone to come in with the mindset that they're going to step up and they have to come in and make a play. And they have to come in and make some plays for us to win. You know, you had multiple sacks. We were able to sack the Jets 5 times. Like, where was this last week? Yeah, I know we got a James Houston strip sack fumble, but I believe we only sacked Jordan Love, like, what, 1 or 2 times, if that. So that was crazy how we were able to get that many sacks in today's game. They weren't that efficient on third down. Yeah, they were 7 of 16, so they're a little bit below 50%, but nothing too terrible. Something that I did not like, though, was that we allowed 144 yards rushing. Most of that came to Breece Hall with 14 carries, 113 yards. He averaged 8.1 yards a carry. We do have to finish and fix that up. But the game wasn't close like you may think it is, being 37-22 at one point in the game. I believe it was like 37-10, 30-3 at one point in the middle of the third quarter. We were handling the Jets most of the game like we should have. And I'm glad that the defense stepped up. They came in, they took care of business. They paid attention to also some of my other keys. They contained Justin Fields. Justin Fields was 7 carries for 26 yards. He didn't hurt you with his legs today. That was something that I was a little bit concerned about that could happen if you allow it to happen, was Justin Fields burning you with his legs. You did have a tough time tackling Breece Hall earlier in the game. Breece Hall was able to break off a couple of big runs because you're not able to tackle him. That was something that the Dallas Cowboys were not able to accomplish. They did maintain Garrett Wilson. Yes, he had 6 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown, but he wasn't a big factor in today's game. I did say, hey, you got to watch out for a guy like Mason Taylor. He had 9 catches, 67 yards, but he was catching a lot of passes, you know, at the sticks, in the middle of the field, check downs. He wasn't killing you a whole lot, but he was definitely somebody you had to pay attention to. Breece Hall had 4 catches, 42 yards. I mean, like I said, aside from those few garbage time touchdowns, the Jets were really blown out in this entire game. And I really like the way in which that the defense played, and prayerfully they can carry this on throughout the rest of the year. Prayers up to Jack Sanborn. I know he was dealing with an injury, a concussion. That was all the injuries that I remember seeing or hearing throughout today's game. I remember them talking about Deron Bland, and Deron Bland was dealing with a neck issue when he went to go tackle, but he was out for the game for a little bit during concussion protocol. Then he got back out to the field. Jake Ferguson was also dealing with some sort of concussion protocol. He was running back in. He snuck back onto the field. So those were a few things. So again, I'm proud of the defense normally for what they did. This is their best performance and their lowest scoring game they have allowed this entire season so far. So I'm really proud of the way in which they did. I already know they heard all the noise throughout the weeks about how bad they've been from the standpoint, but the reason why we won this game was because of the defense. And also, I want to give a shout out to our head coach, our offensive play caller, and Brian Schottenheimer. We had four of your 5 offensive linemen were out. Your starting receiver went down. One of your most explosive players was out, and you decided to, run the ball. Dak Prescott was still efficient. We was able to move the ball. I was really proud of the way in which the Dallas Cowboys were able to move the ball offensively without majority of their starting offensive line not playing, your star wide receiver not playing, and you basically only having one real running back that can hurt you on the ground game in Javonte Williams. I'm really proud the way in which Dak Prescott played in the way in which Brian Schottenheimer called this game. But let's look at it. Dak Prescott was 18 of 29. Again, I think this is one of his lowest pass attempt games he has had throughout the season so far. I mean, only throw 29 pass attempts. That's great for 237 yards, 4 touchdowns. This is the games that we love where Dak Prescott doesn't play like Superman, which he still did, and that's where you get your blowout victories. But man, if we can have another game where we're cruising through a game and Dak Prescott doesn't have to throw 10 touchdowns, he'll love that and we'll love that as well. But it will hurt for his MVP case, but still. The ground game, I was proud of Javonte Williams. He had 16 carries for 135 yards, averaged 8.4 yards a carry with a touchdown. The 8.4 is a little bit skewed because don't forget at the end of the second half, or the end of the first half, I'm sorry, he did break off that big run. So that number is a little skewed, but I think if still, I mean, it doesn't matter. The play happened. But I'm just saying the 8.4, it's more than likely probably like a 4.5, maybe 5 yards per carry in which he got. Dak added on the run game as well today, having 7 carries for 28 yards. Flournoy, I mean, damn, bro. He was your leading receiver today. 6 catches, 114 yards. Again, shouts out to the play caller, shouts out to the player, to the players both. Dak Prescott getting Flournoy the ball and Flournoy being a hell of a player today. He was breaking. He had a lot of good yak plays. He was aggressive with his hands. There was a catch on the right sideline again towards the end of the first half where he made a big play on the corner Stevens, and he makes a big play by making the big grab. I mean, Ryan Flournoy has been doing his thing, and I really like the way in which he's been playing. And again, that's your 4th wide receiver. Now, I saw a lot more Ryan Flournoy than I did see Jalen Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert was on the field. He was just basically running cardio. They have him on the stat sheet. I don't know why, but they have him for 0 catches and 0 yards. But I think if Ryan Flournoy puts up another really good week, I think Ryan Flournoy might be your wide receiver 3. And wide receiver 4 is going to be a fight between either I already know Devontae Turpin's going to be there, but your wide receiver 5, I'm sorry, is going to be a battle between either Tolbert or Jonathan Mingo whenever Mingo's ready to go. George Pickens had 2 catches, 57 yards, and a touchdown. If he catches that one pass in the third quarter when they were playing, man, cover 0, no safeties, and they were blitzing, if George Pickens catches that pass, he probably adds another touchdown to his resume. But 2 catches, 57 yards, not bad. Jake Ferguson was 7 catches of 49 yards with 2 touchdowns. Hunter Luepke was 1 of 10. And Javonte Williams was 1 of 4, which he brought that 1 receiving touchdown in for a score. Again, this was a really great and complete game by the Dallas Cowboys. The few things that I do want to fix is fixing that run defense. Things I want to carry over into next game defensively is how well you played in the secondary, how well you were able to get to the quarterback and make plays. So I was really proud in the way in which his defense played, man. So I just saw Justin Herbert run for 41 yards against the Washington Commanders, which we play them in 2 weeks. They look a little bit slow on the defensive side. Looking at next week, for just previewing, the Carolina Panthers had a hell of a comeback win versus the Miami Dolphins in a game in which Rico Dowdle freaking looked crazy. Dude had damn near 300 yards rushing. No, that's exaggeration, but he had like 210 plus yards rushing with a touchdown on the ground. He just looked really solid in today's game that I was watching on the Red Zone channel. So, that's it, man. I'm really proud of the way in which this team played. A few unsung heroes. I like what Shamar James was able to do today. He had 10 tackles. Wyatt Thomas, he played solid. I love how Maris Leafau stepped up and punched the ball out on Breece Hall. Sam Williams had a sack in today's game. James Houston had 1.5 sacks. Osa Digizua had a sack. Kenny Clark had a half a sack. Dante had a full sack. Pause. Hey, man. Your team played well today. I'm very proud of them, man. And we keep up this defensive performance, and then you get guys coming back. Don't forget, you're going to get some of these guys coming back. Prayerfully that were around the trade deadline were some buyers, and we try to get some defensive players that can come in and help this team. So that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.